So FBI Director Kash Patel, head of the FBI, says that, it's really difficult for him to get his hands on the Epstein files because he would have to subpoena them and that would be hard. You're the director of the FBI. I don't think it's hard for you to get anything, especially since apparently Pam Bondi's the one who has them. Don't you just have to send her a text? I think he's seen them, but he's denying that in front of a Senate panel this week, and they've been roasting him quite delightfully. Meanwhile, RFK Jr., in his ongoing attack on America's health, MAHA, Make America Healthy Again, I think that's MAHA, because it's a joke, saying that they're no longer going to allow mental health screenings in school. We do know that the lack of mental health in this country is the number one reason behind much of the violence, such as school shooting and possibly the Charlie Kirk shooting. But yeah, let's not screen for that anymore. Who put him in charge of this? But this is the great thing. Pam Bondi, Attorney General, she has decided that going after anyone who is guilty of hate speech is now going to be the number one priority of the Justice Department, and this will go across the aisle. I actually think this would solve the problem because it has to start with the most egregious offender, and he happens to live sometimes at the White House, which is very close to where Pam Bondi's office is. And if she could start there, it would go a long way towards healing our country, because there is no greater spewer of hate speech than Donald Trump. He may be the all-time leader. At least he's certainly the all-time leading alive leader. This is not about Republicans versus Democrats. It's not. We're seeing Republicans start to defect from some of these things. You're saying we're not going to defend the First Amendment? I don't agree with what people say. I do agree with their right to say it. I don't agree with much of about half of what Charlie Kirk had to say. Still fine for him to say it. I saw him on Bill Maher on Real Time one time, and I came away from that thinking I don't need to hear that person speak ever again. Not thinking he shouldn't speak, just I don't need to watch it. We need to get back to that. We need to be able to disagree with each other and respect each other's ability, the right to have a different opinion, even to be wrong, even to be hateful. You have that right. That is not the business of the Justice Department, to be going around determining who is and who is not giving hate speech. It's just not, because it will be whose version of hate speech, and that's what we're already seeing. Blaming Democrats, blaming Republicans. That has nothing to do with why Charlie Kirk was shot. He was shot for stuff that he says. Okay, that's not right. The guy's got the death penalty. Perfect. That's the way it should be. It's not us versus them. We, the people of the United States, have to come together and stand against the murderous regime that is currently in charge of Washington, D.C., and against the forces that would divide us, at which Donald Trump currently sits at the head. Let's be better than this, America. My name's Bill. I'm a college professor in Dallas, Texas. Thanks for watching.